Well, it's summertime in Austin, Texas, and that means people are about to pull out their boats. And since we've had a lot of rain lately, the lake levels are coming up, so people are going to be getting in their boats, and we're going to be getting a lot of questions about insurance. Now, if you have a boat, you should have insurance. It's very similar, insurance on boats, to auto insurance. So if you kind of understand your auto policy, you're going to understand what kind of coverages you need for your boat. For example, the most important one would be liability coverage. And that liability coverage is going to cover you if you hurt somebody else's boat or somebody gets injured on your boat and they say that it was your fault, it was due to your negligence. So your liability coverage is going to extend to other people's property, and it's also going to extend to people's injuries, if you've caused them. Now, if you have full coverage on your boat, just like if you have it on your auto insurance, that means after you pay your deductible, your boat is going to get repaired. And if you have full coverage on your boat, then that is more expensive than if you just had liability coverage. Just like with auto insurance, there's no such thing as full coverage. Now, we do use that term in the insurance industry, mainly because people call us and say, I want full coverage. And we have to tell them, well, there's no such thing as coverage in every situation. And kind of when you hear the word full coverage, you kind of think that I'm going to be covered no matter what happens. But when we say full coverage, or when people say that phrase, full coverage, they mean that if you pay your deductible, you're going to get your property, your boat repaired. And if you have collision coverage, that means that if you're in an at-fault accident, boat accident, it's your fault, damages your boat, then once you pay your deductible, you'll get your boat repaired. Now, for comprehensive coverage, that's anything other than collision. And once you pay your deductible, then your boat would be repaired. For example, if your boat's damaged by hail, or your boat would be damaged like by high winds, something like that, then that would be covered if you have comprehensive coverage after you pay your deductible. Now, there's some other coverages that you can also get for your boat. For example, you could get towing, like it's kind of like roadside assistance on your auto policy, but if you'd have to get your boat towed, you can get coverage for other property, like specialized items that you might have on your boat, and that could be an optional coverage. A lot of people own boats that are not very expensive boats, and therefore they think it's not necessary to get insurance. So if you care about your boat, you should have insurance on it, and you should also have uninsured watercraft coverage, because if an uninsured boat owner hits you, causes damage to your property, and injures somebody in your boat, you're not going to have coverage, or you're going to have very limited coverage unless you have uninsured watercraft coverage. It's a good idea to have. Now, there are some insurance companies will not insure a boat that is over 20 years old. It could be more or less depending on the insurance company, but you do need to check on that. So really, the bottom line with boat insurance, you should have it. It really is important to protect your liability, to protect the passengers in your boat, to protect your investment, your property, the boat that you own. But you should think of it as being very similar to auto insurance. It's really almost, the coverages are almost the same. If you like to be on the water, you should have boat insurance. And the good news is it's really not that expensive. Of course, it depends on the type of boat that you have and all the coverages that you want. If you have any questions about your boat insurance or any other insurance, give me a call, send me an email, or go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, and I'll be happy to answer your questions in a future video. Thanks.